Hotel Ambrose was supposed to be haunted. It was one of those places that everyone talked about, and no one actually knew what was wrong. No murders had ever happened there. No big crime rings had been busted. Serial killers had never called those brightly painted hallways home. It was just a strange place where strange things happened. And since I was the newbie on the local paper, I was the one that got stuck going out and trying to do an article on it. I decided that the best way to do that would just be to stay there and see if I could figure out either what was going on or why people thought that something was going on. I'll be honest, I wasn't that much of a believer in the supernatural. I had uncovered the truth about the tooth fairy when I was 6 and woke up to my mother putting a quarter under my pillow, and I just have never looked back. I thought that it was far more reasonable that it was a similar circumstance. You know, that the hotel owners wanted to cash in on how popular the haunted hotels happened to be, so they were having their employees try to spook the people that stayed there. Granted, the mousy girl that rang me up at the front counter didn't look very capable of spooking anyone, and neither did the teenager that was stuck playing janitor when I walked past. I suppose that they could have just been great actors, but I don't know. It didn't feel like this was their kind of trouble to cause. Either way, I went to the room, set up my belongings, and tried to make the best of it. It would be easy to phone in an article about the place even when nothing happened, and I was certain that nothing would happen. And in the meantime, I was pretty much getting a paid vacation. There was just one thing that was a problem. During my stay at the hotel, I kept waking up in the middle of the night to find my belongings moved to different places. It was just little stuff at first. A pack of cigarettes ended up in the trash. A wallet was returned to the back of my jacket pocket. Shoes were sat by the door, nice and neat, ready to go out. My dirty towels had been picked up from the floor and put into the hamper instead. The ice bin was filled up. Each day, it was more and more. I was unnerved. I didn't think that there was anything supernatural going on, but it really bothered me that there was hotel staff in my room every night. They thought they could get away with it just because, what, they wanted fame? I decided I would stay up and try to catch them. One night, I saw the ghostly figure of a bellhop moving them around. He picked up my dirty clothing, shook it out and folded it. Then he sat it on the foot of the bed. When he realized I was sitting up and staring at him, the ghost gave a wave that was truly jaunty, as though he was thrilled to see me up. He looked like he had stepped out of a portal through time, and I found myself uncertain of what to do. Honestly, I just sat there. I watched him take care of moving things around and fixing up the place. When he finished, he walked over to me and held out a hand. I picked my wallet up off the bedside table and placed a quarter into his ghostly palm. He grinned at me, seemingly very pleased with that payment, and then vanished into thin air. The quarter clattered to the floor and vanished under the bed. Numbly, I got up, leaving the quarter where it laid, and made my way through the halls to the front lobby. The mousy-looking girl was sitting there. She sat up straighter when I approached.
How can I help you, sir?
I think there was someone in my room, I said, feeling insane. I gave him a quarter and he vanished.
Oh, our ghost.
She bobbed her head at me.
That's Henry.
Henry, I repeated, wide-eyed. The mousy-looking girl explained.
Henry loved working here, but he was killed on the way home in a hit and run. I don't know too much about it, but I suppose he just decided he wasn't interested in passing on. He comes around here now and helps take care of the rooms.
Oh.
We are a haunted hotel, sir. It's in the brochure.
I know, I just didn't believe in ghosts up until right then. The girl reached across the counter and gave me a pat on the hand.
I'll have a complimentary coffee sent up to you, for the trouble.
Nodding, I turned and made my way back up into the room. The quarter was still under the bed. I got down on my hands and knees and reached about under the furniture blindly, fingers groping through the darkness. They curled around the quarter. Before I could pull the coin back out and straighten up, something with claws grabbed hold of my wrist. It wasn't Henry. I screamed and managed to break free, though the claws ripped open my skin in the process. Room service knocked on the door. I got to my feet and threw myself out of the door, their coffee spilling on the carpet. I didn't stop to apologize or speak to the woman behind the counter. I just hightailed it out of there. When I had calmed down and made it back into my home, I did some research into the history of the hotel. As far as I could tell, no one named Henry had ever worked there.